Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. Hope everybody is doing well. Today I am unbagging Ladybug from OneDaySaving.com. So OneDaySaving.com got in touch with me again and asked if I would be interested in doing some more reviews. So I ordered 2 diamond paintings and this is one of them. So they are a budget company, and you can tell that straight away because the diamond painting is not in a box. It comes in a padded envelope and it has a label which basically tells us nothing. It's just their reference number. It says made in China. It does have the size 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters, but nothing else. So the only way to find out what is inside the package is to open it. So these bubble envelopes seal at one end, usually pretty strong glue, but you can just pull them open and we'll see what we've got. So just checking that nothing else is in the bag. So this is it. We have a diamond painting canvas, and inside we have drills and a toolkit, hopefully. So I'll put the canvas to the side for the moment and we can have a look at the toolkit. So totally typical budget company kit. We have the green tray, a square of pink wax and the pink diamond painting pen. This is as basic as you get. We don't get any squidgies to make the pen thicker, we don't get any multiplacers, no cover minders, anything like that. So absolute basic. Again, if you're totally new to diamond painting, this is the basics that you need. A tray which has little ridges, oops, nearly lost the pen, has little ridges in the bottom. If I tilt it to the light you can see them. You need that. A flat tray wouldn't work as well because what happens is you pour the drills in here and you shake the tray from side to side, the drills will flip over so they're sitting with the base down, which is what you want, and then you use the pen to pick them up. So you also need the wax. So if you have never diamond painted before and maybe you're waiting on a kit arriving, the wax probably will come like this. It'll either be a square, it could be a circle, it could be a rectangle, or it even could be heart shaped. But they all have a clear plastic coating on top which you have to peel back. Then you get your pen and put your finger behind the wax and press in, give it a little twist, just like cutting cookies, and you can see there's a hole. So the pink wax is now in the tip of the pen, and that is how we pick the drills up. So again, I always mention this, these trays have angled sides, and if you're diamond painting and you have your drills in your tray and you accidentally tap the side, the tray will flip over and your drills will end up most likely on your diamond painting, and you'll have to spend time with tweezers picking the drills off and putting them back in the tray. Once you've spilled them a few times, you'll remember not to do it. But just a little heads up for people who are maybe just about to start the first diamond painting. If the tray has angled sides like this, and they probably will, just be careful and don't touch the side of the tray or you'll flip the drills over. So that's it. Basic green tray, basic pink pen, basic square of pink wax. So totally what I expected. Basic kit, but you don't need any more. You can diamond paint with that. So the next thing is the drills, and these come in the bag. It has a glue strip along the side just peel it open and your drills come out. Now the drills are in sealed bags and they will be in numerical order. So we start with bag number 1 or colour number 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes on like that. So we'll have a quick look. Decent sized bags, so you can definitely work from these. Basically what you would do is, they do have perforations but I don't trust them to separate them. I would use a pair of scissors and cut them so you keep the bags individually, not in this big string. Put them in numerical order, and when you're ready to use them, cut across the top and you can pour your drills out into your tray. Use the drills that you need, pour the rest back in the bag, which won't be a problem because it's a nice wide bag and it should be easy to tip your drills back in. Fold the top over, and a little piece of tape, sellotape it, that way you won't accidentally lose the drills or drop them or anything like that. So once you've used the colour, your bag will now be open. Make sure that you seal it, and as I said, just fold it over and use sellotape. That is the easiest way to do it. These are round drills, as you can see. Diamond painting drills normally come in either round or square. These ones are round. Round drills tend to be quicker to do your diamond painting because you don't have to worry about lining up straight edges, and the drills are slightly bigger. Round drills are slightly bigger than square, so you use less drills in the same size. So they are a bit easier if you're totally new. It's just a matter of putting the circles down. You don't have to line them up, which can make it a nice introduction to diamond painting. All I'm doing just now is having a quick look through and checking that the drills are nice and loose in the bags. There's no oil or grease or anything from machinery that could make them clump together, and they look absolutely fine. So you can see here we've got 3 bags of the same colour, and you can see they're all numbered bag 15, so they're colour number 15. So starts at 1, goes along to the end, so we have 15 colours in this diamond painting. Now when I choose diamond paintings, I choose them for different reasons. Sometimes I look for maybe a landscape, sometimes it may be flowers, sometimes it may be Halloween or Christmas or Easter. Sometimes it's scenery that reminds me of somewhere that I've been. So there's always something in the picture. This time I was really looking for something for the beginner, the absolute beginner, maybe a young person who's just getting interested in it, that somebody can supervise, or as a gift for a very young kid. I'm thinking sort of nursery or bedroom sort of artwork for a very young child. So I was looking for something bright, bold colours, pretty simple, not over complicated, and I found this one. So we'll have a look at it. And it isn't too big as well. That's another thing. If you're new, it's maybe better to start with a small one just to get used to it. But we'll have a look at this one, and that's it. So it's called Ladybug. You can see pretty basic as far as design is concerned, but it's still a good one if you're totally new to diamond painting and you want to get some practice. A lot of white in the background, that's why we have 3 bags. It gives you a chance to practice the checkerboard technique. I'll put a link in the description about checkerboard. I've I've done at least one video talking about it. I use the checkerboard technique all the time on round and square drills. A lot of people talk about it on squares, but I do it with rounds as well, and I find it makes it easier to keep them straight. Rounds can actually be a bit difficult because with squares you've got a straight edge, whereas you're basically putting down circles with the rounds, and sometimes they can tend to wander a bit, and it takes a bit of practice, but if you use the checkerboard technique it will make things easier. So 15 colours, quite surprising because you think, well, there's white, red, black and 3 shades of green. So that's what, 6, but it's actually 16. Sorry, 15. So we'll have a look at it, and we have item, diamond painting, that's typically what it says. They also do, as well as diamond paintings, they do cross stitch and paint by numbers. So I think this just makes sure that they have the right category. Then we've got a reference number, then we've got 30 by 30. So it is a square canvas, 30 centimetres across, 30 centimetres down. That isn't actually the print area. The 30 by 30 is the size of the canvas. So your diamond painting is actually smaller than that. I would suggest if you're buying a diamond painting and looking to get it framed, wait until you actually get the diamond painting so you can measure the size of the picture. Some companies will give you the size of the actual picture, some companies will give you the size of the canvas. So just so you don't go out and buy, for example, a 30 by 30 frame for this and then find out that the canvas is actually smaller than that. You could put it in the frame 30 by 30, but you're going to have these big white borders and all this writing as well, which you probably don't want. As I said, when I saw this one, I thought that's a nice, simple, bright, bold diamond painting, not overly complicated, a good one for somebody who's new to diamond painting, just getting used to picking up drills, placing drills, not too busy, not too complicated, and it shouldn't take too long. The main test with this one is going to be the background, because you are going to be doing a lot of white, but most people tend to complain about doing a lot of black, so it could be worse. But I think it's just a really nice little picture. I was thinking it would be a nice one in a nursery, or in a small kid's bedroom, or even an adult's room somewhere, just to brighten somewhere up. Just something nice and simple. I like the little touch of the water droplets on the leaves, just something that's a little bit extra to it. But yeah, I like it. It's a nice, bright, bold, simple design, which will work very, very well in this size. And you have the key is printed in the top left and the bottom right, so you can see we have 15 colours, and they always have they are numbered in order, as the bags, the same as the bags. So if we look at number 1, so we've got number 1, that is the bag number, so bag 1. It is a green background with a black T. So what we do is we look at the canvas and we look for a green background with a black T, and it looks like it's actually the highlights and the water droplets. So you can see there aren't many. You see those 2 T's there. So what you do is cut this bag open, pour some drills into your tray, put your pink wax into your pen, and then you would pick up the drills and put them where you see the T's. And then that's basically how you work it. It's just you look at the symbol, you find the correct number of bag. Personally, I would start in the bottom right hand corner, and that is I, capital I, and that is number 15. So I would do all of number 15. I would do it in sections. I wouldn't take the whole cover off, because if you do that you have glue. So there's a clear film on the diamond painting. You can see if you peel that back, see the shines, that is glue. So it's very sticky. So you don't really want to open up the whole thing, because you've just got one huge area of glue that's just asking for pet hairs, dust, crumbs, basically anything to stick to it, and that will make it a bit more difficult for your drills to stick. So you always want to keep it clean. Now the problem with this stuff is if you try and cut sections off it, you'll find that as you cut it, it starts to tear and it just wanders wherever it wants to go. The best thing to do with this is use masking tape, which I just happen to have here. So this is masking tape, or I think some people call it painter's tape. This is kind of narrow, usually it's a bit wider than this. But what I would do if I was going to do this diamond painting, actually before I do even that, the first thing you have to do is flatten the canvas, because when they come folded like this, they're creased. So if you look in the back, you really see it, these waves. So what I would do is I would put the canvas down and I would sit some heavy books or anything flat and heavy on top and leave it for a few days, and that will flatten the canvas. Alternatively, you can put it under your mattress and under your bed, and leave it for a few days, and when you take it out it will be nice and flat. You want to check that you don't have these ridges, because if you diamond paint with the ridges, you will see them, and when you look at the diamond painting and walk past, these ridges will be highlighted. You'll get like reflections, like straight lines, which look kind of weird. So you want the canvas totally flat. So that is the very first thing you do. Once you've got the canvas flat, get some tape and put it, rip a bit, put it over the top of your canvas. Now I would maybe do, say, that sort of size, but again, make sure your canvas is flat. I'm just doing this as an example, but just remember your canvas needs to be flat before you start doing this. I think I did that one a bit short. So you would just sort of decide how big. Don't do what I did and make it short, make sure it goes past the ends. And then the same thing going this way. I'm not going to mess about and try and get it perfectly straight, but you can do that if you've got time. Just want to give a rough idea of what I'm talking about. So now we've got it into boxes, and the reason that we put the tape on is when you go to lift this and do a section. So I've decided, okay, I'm going to do roughly this size at a time. So what I do is peel up the clear film and then use this as a guide and cut along the centre of the tape along to here. That stops the cut from, the tape holds everything together and you get a straight cut. So you could, there's different ways that people do it. You could cut up this way and then fold it back and then sit something on that to stop it going back over again, because you might find that you don't actually finish this, you're working on it and you have to go and do something else. So what you can do is, if you've cut up here, you can fold this back, sit something, I mean you could even use your masking tape and sit that on top of it to stop it flipping back. You get a phone call, you have to go, so what you do is you take your masking tape, you fold that cover back and stick it back down on the glue that you've still got left. So that keeps it all clean. It means that you're not lifting anything here, this is all covered, so no worry about dust and hairs and things getting stuck to that. So you would do this section. It's up to you whether you keep the strip there or cut it off. I would personally keep it and lay it back over even if the section's finished. Again, it just helps to stop dust and hairs and things getting in between the drills. Alternatively, you could do what I do. I use these things, table placemats, and a cover over it just to give it an extra layer of protection. I could talk about more, but I don't want to get too involved. But it was just a basic. Don't peel the clear sheet off completely and try and work on it. Everything and anything will stick to this. So it's best to work it in sections. And this way works pretty well. You just cut along the tape and it stops the clear film from just ripping any direction. So you could cut up here, fold it over, do this section, cut up here, fold this over, do that section, and then the same. And then when you get to this section, just cut this further up and fold it back again and do the same thing. And then when you come to do the last part, you would this would all be covered in drills, these 6 sections, so it wouldn't be sticky. You could again keep the strip and fold it back the way, but once you come off the glue, this isn't going to stay. So things like table placemats work really well. There's a bit of weight in them as well. It holds everything down. I like the fact that you can't see through them. I like to do section by section, and then when I'm finished, take the mats off and then see the whole thing. It's just the way that I like to do it. So that's the way that I would do it. I would start here, work along, then that row, and then you're finished. And that is pretty much it. So really that was just a very quick, rough guide on how to use masking tape, and why you shouldn't just peel this off, because as I said, you've just got a massive square of glue and anything will stick to it, paper, anything really. So it's definitely something to know about before you start. Just work in sections, and there's less chance of things going wrong, simple as that. So that is Ladybug, and in fact I'll just leave this. I might actually do another video and work on this and do it showing how I would do it, which might be a good one for newcomers, people who are very new. Gives them an idea on how to work. The other thing is the canvas is quite starchy, but once it's flattened it's absolutely fine. You do get other companies that have a much smoother canvas. You have companies that have canvases that are self-flattening, but those companies, the canvases come rolled, so you don't get these creases. But you do get canvases that basically you just unroll it, let it sit, and it will flatten itself, which is really cool. I really like that. But you're then starting to talk about more money. And if you're totally new and just want to try diamond painting, don't really want to spend too much money, I think the budget companies are a good place to start, and it gets you a bit of practice in diamond painting, and then you can decide whether you want to carry on and do more and more and more. A lot of people do. But I think there definitely is a place for the budget companies where people can spend a few dollars and give it a go and see how they go on with it. Then you can try other companies like I do. I think I've tried 43 different companies now, but for me I'm just curious on how they pack their drills, what kind of bits and pieces you get in the toolkit, what the canvases are like, what the print's like, what the glue is like, the whole thing. So yeah, that is it. So OneDaySaving.com, and this one is called Ladybug. I will put a link in the description if this is something that you think maybe the grandkids would like to try, or if they're really young, something the grandkids would like to see in their room on the wall. I think it's a really nice one for small kids. And a nice bright one for big kids as well. Maybe put it up in the kitchen or something like that. It's really up to you. So that's it. OneDaySaving.com. I will put a link to their website as well, and you can have a browse and see what they have, see if there's anything that you find interesting. But the thing to remember is diamond painting is a hobby and you should be enjoying it. So that's the big tip. Take your time and enjoy. So that was Ladybug from OneDaySaving.com. A nice little diamond painting. As I said, I was thinking more about really young kids, having it in their bedroom or in the nursery, that type of thing. And a nice little bright, bold but simple picture, and I think it looks really nice. I was quite surprised how many colours it has in it. As I said, it looked like about 6, but it's 15. But I think if someone is totally new to diamond painting and they want to start off with something that isn't too complicated, a lot of chopping and changing colours like this one, 90 colours in this one, and a lot of changing colours back and forward. Not everybody likes that. But a pretty basic design, nice and bold, no little complicated details. It's going to work very, very well for diamond painting. And as I said, OneDaySaving are a budget company, so your canvas will come semi-folded. It's not like sharp creases. You definitely don't want that. But you get it, you unroll it, and you can see these waves in it. It's just a matter of putting heavy books on top of it for a few days. It'll be perfectly flat. There'll be no problem with it. It has poured glue. That is what everybody goes for now. It used to be double-sided adhesive, which is like a big sheet of double-sided glue, very sticky double-sided tape, if you like. The problem with that is in the manufacturing process, air bubbles would get trapped under the glue, and you would have to sit and slice them so that your drills sat flat. Most companies now are doing poured glue, so you don't have to think about it. The canvas will be fine. Nothing complicated to do with knives or anything. It's just once you've flattened the canvas, you're ready to go. As I said, the clear cover is there to protect the glue, so don't pull off the whole cover. You're just asking for things to get stuck to it. As I said, probably the best way to do it is to get some masking tape or painter's tape or whatever you call it, and just mark a grid in the sort of size you think you would work at a time. The advantage of that is you decide how big or small those squares can be, and then cut along the centre of the tape, and it stops the clear stuff from splitting and ripping in all directions. I know it does that because the first time I tried a clear cover, that's exactly what happened to me. I tried to cut just straight lines. It seemed to be okay, but if you pull on it at all, it's just like cellophane. It just starts to wander and you can't really do much about it. So the masking tape definitely is a very, very good idea. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The drills were nice and bright. Don't see any issues with them at all. The little bags that come in are actually a decent size, so it's easy. If you cut the top straight across, take the whole top off. Don't cut it at an angle because the bags tend, after a while, they start to tear a bit, and it's the same cellophane thing. Once it starts to go, it just goes where it wants. So you end up with what used to be a bag, and it rips and the drills won't stay in it. So cut the bag straight across the top, like just cut it completely off, fold it over, use a piece of tape, and they work absolutely fine. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the print quality is perfect. I've said it before, the budget companies have definitely improved a lot over the past few years. Most of them now, it's very, very seldom I see double-sided adhesive, so most of them now have switched to poured glue. The only thing is flattening the canvas, so it's a little bit of an inconvenience to have to sit books on it for a few days, but it's definitely worth doing. You have to remember that once it's finished and you put it on the wall, you're going to be looking at it for months, years, whatever. And if you can see those waves, it's going to annoy you for months, years. So definitely prep time, just flatten the canvas before you start, and it will definitely be worth it. So that is it. Nothing else to add. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more unboxings, unbaggings, comparisons, accessories, anything to do with diamond painting, please subscribe and hit the notification button. If you do that, you may catch me on YouTube Live. I do random lives just when I can find the time, and I just enjoy talking to other diamond painters or people who are thinking about diamond painting even. If you want to come in and ask questions, that'd be great. Always happy to answer. But you find that most of the time it's other diamond painters that come in, and I enjoy talking to them, and it's people from all over the world, learning a little bit about different countries and that sort of thing. I find that interesting. I am originally from Scotland, and I moved to Denmark in 10 years ago. I was just thinking that 10 years ago I moved to Denmark. It's a bit different from Scotland, so I sometimes talk about that, and I've actually started going out into Copenhagen and doing some YouTube lives and letting people see Copenhagen. Wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen. So if you're interested in maybe catching me doing a live and seeing Copenhagen, and getting to see where the Queen lives. The Danish royal family is the oldest monarchy in the world, and Denmark has the oldest national flag, and Hans Christian Andersen is buried here. So that's 3 facts about Copenhagen. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and in the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.